Hi. So I was tuning this thing before I pushed the button to switch over to this scene. And I discovered that in doing so, I had changed the tune of the ukulele, by removing the tuner from the headstock. It's the Heisenberg's theory of instrument tuning, I guess. I'm not sure. Close enough for rock and roll at this point, I think. See, there it is now. It says... True story, though. I had taken the strum box, the first... I'm pointing off camera to where it is, actually, over here. The first cigar box guitar that was made for me by Michael Van Slyke. And I had brought it out to play, and I was having a heck of a time getting it tuned out on site. And it turns out it was my tuner was broken. So, I mean, how do you even explain that? Honestly. How do you explain it? I have no idea. Anyway, welcome to the show. This is, of course, the inevitable Thursday show. At least inevitable for now. And I am Tobias the Adequate. And this is the show, and you are welcome to it. I am going to be playing a bunch of stuff I haven't been playing for a while. And I am also going to be playing... I'm going to play HASSELHOFF again today because, you know, the show at the end of the week, it just feels better when it ends with defenestration, yeah. As another thought, since we're in the thought process of our portion of our programming, I have sent my proposal in for Steampunk November up in Mansfield. We're going to go there regardless of whether or not I get booked, because that is something that we do for Amy's birthday weekend. Because it hits right around the time of her birthday, and it's a chance for us to go out and dress up and have fun. We got all that stuff sorted out, so now it's just a matter of whether or not our rambling about and interacting with other people is going to be interrupted by my performing on stage. Which, if it is, great. If it's not, okay. There it is. And so we're going to start this one with, well, we're going to start with a toast. Toast. Not that kind of toast. This kind of toast. We'll drink to the downfall of tyrants. We'll drink to Christ the Lord. We'll drink to the 12 apostles who preach his holy word. We'll drink to the saints and martyrs in the dismal days of yore. And whenever our tankards are empty, we'll remember one saint more. And whenever our tankards are empty, we'll remember one saint more. We'll drink a health to the king, me boys. We'll drink a health to the queen. We'll drink to the royal princes wherever they are. There's one seen. We'll drink to the dukes and duchesses and all their loyal men. And whenever our tankards are empty, we'll fill them up again. And whenever our tankards are empty, we'll fill them up again. We'll drink a health to the landlord of this glorious summer feast. We'll raise our glasses high, me boys, to the strength of malt and yeast, yea, beer. We'll drink a health to the landlord and his ale so strong and fine. that he forgets my tab when it comes to closing time. And we'll hope that he forgets my tab when it comes to closing time. And now we'll drink to the ladies. Hi there. We'll drink to all their charms. How you doing? We'll drink to the pleasures that we find when we are in there. As a family show company, we'll hold them very tight, me boys, but not so tight as they go glick. And also remember, consent is real, but we will make it clear. I mean that about consent. I've caught far too many elbows to the face. It's goodbye on the day when they do say they will keep us from our beer. It's goodbye on the day when they do say they will keep us from our beer. There we go. Not bad for having very little practice. This was actually the first song that I played at Sherwood when I was covering for Madman Maverick when he couldn't make that 5 o'clock show that we had come to see, but he couldn't make, and the stage was pretty much dead until 6:30. And I firmly believe that dead stages are a bad thing. So I got up there and decided I would play until somebody told me to stop. No one told me to stop. People that worked the fair did not tell me to stop. People running the fair did not tell me to stop. I consider this to be a positive thing. So we'll see how that goes too. All right. That's all right. It was Arky's Toast there, Tom. Don't worry about it. You can always pick it up on replay. I'm surprised at how well I remember Arky's Toast, although it was ingrained in my brain. Hablera go go, yes indeed. Was ingrained in my brain from all the many years I went. I was a participant at the Northern California Renaissance Pleasure Fair and literally learned the song literally at the knee of the Jolly Beggars. Actually, the group is called The Jolly Beggar, but there were 4 of them. So they were the members of the Jolly Beggar, not the Jolly Beggars. One of those weird things. Hi, how are you? Hey. So, the next one we're going to do is a historical thing. Oh my god. Historical thingy. The historical thingy is, in fact, about a subject near and dear to so many of us. Ham. I'm not kidding. It's about ham. It's, in fact, about the world's oldest edible ham. He said, trying to move it into so the shot is correct. There we go. The world's oldest edible ham, which, in fact, is at the Isle of Man Museum in Isle of Man, Virginia. I believe that's it. I believe that's correct. It's actually in Smithfield, Virginia, but I believe it's the Isle of Man Museum. I think that's a county name. It's a little hard to tell sometimes. It really is all a blur. But this actually is a thing that has actually happened. If you go to this museum, and you can look it up online, they have a camera aimed at the ham. So they have a ham cam. You cannot make this kind of nonsense up. Ham blended over ice. Shaken, not stirred. But yes, and so I saw this, and my brain went, you know what? I need to write a song now. And so I wrote a song about it. It is a waltz, so feel free to dance if you want to. But it's about that thing right there. Isle of Man County, that's correct. Thank you, Joseph. It's the world's oldest edible ham, a token of how things could be. The world's oldest edible ham, you could eat it, but should we? In 1902, down at Gwaltney Foods, a ham was lost in the cooler. 2 decades did pass with it offsetting gas when Pembroke declared it the ruler. It's the world's oldest edible ham, a token of how things could be. The world's oldest edible ham, we could eat it, but should we? and said, well, my man, you're gonna be my pet creation. I'll take you to fairs, and under my care, there'll be a grand ham celebration. Grand ham celebration, he said that. With the world's oldest edible ham, a token of how things could be. The world's oldest edible ham, we could eat it, but should we? Out in old Virginia, this ham sits in livery, along with the world's oldest peanut. Though it looks the samey, it's probably quite gamey, but people pay money to see it. Why? It's the world's oldest edible ham, a token of how things could be. The world's oldest edible ham, we could eat it, but should we? One more time, and we're gonna go ham on this one. That's right, ham on ham. Key change. It's the world's oldest edible ham, a token of how things could be. The world's oldest edible ham, we could eat it, but should we? Probably not. And yes, thank you for all of the ham puns during the song. Y'all make it challenging for me to do this show, which is good, actually, because one day I do intend to do this out in front of other people and actually deal with them reacting to me. Provided they don't throw things, I think we're going to do well. But yeah, that was, that ham right there was promoted by Mr. Pembroke Gwatney Jr. Legitimately, they made a ham, they cured the ham, they lost the ham. Pembroke found the ham, noted that it had been in there for quite some time, put a collar on it, and made it his pet ham. I have no joke beyond that. This is literally a thing that happened. And it is, in fact, in, as Joseph said there, the Isle of Man County Museum, and there is actually a camera that is aimed at the ham, so you can get all of your up-to-date ham news right there. You really can't. Ham of man. Well, a man made the ham. Whoa, Black Betty, ham of man. We're not even, we're going to stop right there before something gets completely out of control. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys. Thank y'all to the folks. I don't recognize your names, but welcome to the dang show. I've been doing this for about a year now, and we're going to do it until such time as people say, okay, that's enough. So the next song is one that was actually based on real things. I can make stuff up, but sometimes reality is just weird enough that I have to just write a song about it. And in this case, it is about really aggro octopi. You see, oceanographers have discovered, after considerable study of octopi, by the way, the study of octopi, specifically octopi and cephalopods, is tautology. Tautology. T-A-U-T-H-O-L-O-G-Y. Tautology, I believe is how you pronounce it. Which is funny because the octopi don't have teeth. They have beaks. But that's another thing entirely. Octopi, when they are bored, will just reach out and punch things. They get very an emotional support ham. It could have been his emotional support ham for all we know. But octopi will just reach out and punch things. They will punch fish for no good reason other than the fact that they're bored. They get all aggro. They will also punch other things. And in fact, this past year, on the west coast of Australia, an oceanographer was beaten rather severely by a particularly cranky octopus. And I thought, well, clearly, this merits a song. Hey, I'm still mostly in tune. And the song for this particular octopus goes something like this. Fish punches the octopus, punches fish. Fish puncher the octopus, pugilist. He wants to start a fight, don't know how to do it right. Oh, fish puncher the octopus punches, he punches. Fish puncher the octopus punches, he punches. Fish puncher the octopus punches fish. Fish puncher the octopus pugilist. He has a kind of beef, beats up fish just to get relief. Oh, fish puncher the octopus punches, he punches. Fish puncher the octopus punches fish. Fish puncher the octopus pugilist. When he is in the stew, he'll beat up oceanographers too. Fish puncher the octopus punches, he punches. Fish puncher the octopus punches fish. Fish puncher the octopus pugilist. He wants to pick a fight, he's got all night. Fish puncher the octopus punches, he punches. Fish puncher the octopus punches, he punches. Fish puncher the octopus, he punches, he punches. Fish. The absurdity of what I do here is not lost upon me. We have broken 10 viewers! Hallelujah! That doesn't happen a lot, because I am very much the nichiest of niche performers in a niche market. And I want to welcome all 10 of you, holy cow, that's a wonderful thing, to my little show here, because we have just arrived at the moment you've all been waiting for. That's right, folks. The last show. The last song, rather, not the last show, we're not done by a long shot, but the last song in today's show. I scuffed my knuckle. Enthusiastic playing. The last song is one I did it yesterday, in fact. So if you were here yesterday, you will have heard it this week. But if you were not here yesterday, you may not have heard it. This song was inspired by my friend Alan. Alan is a performer and stage combat artist who heads Blunt Force Theater. And they have the annual Tournament of Champions show, which happens at several festivals and fairs throughout the Texas area. And COVID put a damper on that, and he was actually over at Sherwood Forest as part of the Piss Pot Players, showing the birth of Arthur, which is King Arthur. It's a pretty impressive show, and is actually on the index at the Vatican twice. 2 times. That takes effort. But when he is putting forth the Tournament of Champions, he also does a group participation class on swordplay for grown-ups and for children. And he is, in fact, Oscar Hasselhoff. Herr Oscar Hasselhoff, German Master of Defense. I'll get back to you on that in a minute, Joseph, because I'm not sure I have the radius effect at that time. There's a German Master of Defense. And he wrote this very informative and useful pamphlet about the Hasselhoff maneuver. A maneuver for which, if done properly, there is no defense. The maneuver is, in fact, very clearly denoted on the pamphlet itself. The title of the pamphlet is, in fact, the maneuver. There are some steps to get into it to soften up your opponent, because most of the time you just can't walk right up and grab them by the crotch and throw them out the window. It does also imply the use of a window. The window can be on the ground floor, I've discovered. But, I thought, this song deserves a commercial jingle. And I wrote it. And he's heard it. And he likes it. And he is planning to sell more of these. Gotta get the right tempo. I don't want to go too slow on this, because this is a peppy song. It is, in fact, a happy song. A happy little song. THUD Gatherer causes me to speak in this broad Bavarian accent, yeah. It's a happy little song about gambling drunkenness und defenestration, ja. I was gambling in Helsinki, down upon my luck. Or a lot to these big Flemish guys, I felt that I was stuck. I thought I was a goner, sure surrounded by mine foes. Then I remembered Hasselhoff, and he solved all mine woes. For he wrote this very informative pamphlet, which is the Hasselhoff maneuver, which goes like this. Just grab them by the crotch, and then throw them out the window. A lovely way to get above whatever makes you blue. Just grab them by the crotch, and then throw them out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. Well, I made my way out of there, and I fled down to the bar. I had heard yes, stop. You do not understand. I know it's coming. We'll try that one again, yeah? Who cares? Thursday show. We'll get there. I made my way out of there and I fled down to the bar. I happily sipped lager, maybe 2 or 15 jars. Some mastiff Swedish mercenary spoke ill of my ma. I did not think I could escape this peril quite unscarred. And then I remembered I still had this very useful pamphlet in my back pocket. I said, "Un moment, minuten, just wait a moment," to the enormous Flemish person. And I flipped open, found my bookmark, always use a bookmark, very carefully read the maneuver, made sure I had it down pat. All right, we're good. Yeah, all right, we're good now. Then I grabbed him by the crotch, and I threw him out the window. A lovely way to get above whatever makes you blue. Just grab them by the crotch, and then throw them out the window. Yes, it's what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. I had gathered quite a crowd by the great feat I did perform. I ordered me another round, for I had grown quite warm. When time to pay the bill came, pleas for credit were all scorned. And so I tried to stand my ground, mine fate was quite forewarned. For it came to pass that in this very tavern, in Helsinki, temporarily between wars, Oscar Hasselhoff, German master of defense, was acting as a part-time bouncer, yeah. 3 florins and all the faces he could hit. I was still, Master Hasselhoff, guten Abend, the gates, would you please sign my pamphlet? It took a few minutes for us to find a crayon. Then he very carefully signed the pamphlet and gave it back to me. Then he grabbed me by the crotch, and he threw me out the window. Well, that was darned effective, I thought, as I was passing through. He grabbed me by the crotch, and he threw me out the window. Yes, it seems defenestration works on me as well as you. Everyone together, happy children, sing, yeah? Grab them by the crotch, and then throw them out the window. A lovely way to get above whatever makes you blue. Just grab them by the crotch, and then throw them out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. Grab them by the crotch and throw them out the window. Available wherever violent books are sold. And so we come, battered, bruised, bewildered, slightly defenestrated, with bruised knuckles and a strange lingering aftertaste of wet salmon, to the conclusion of yet another in a series of hopefully successful Tobias the Adequate Troubadork non-commute pandemic coping mechanism shows. Thank you all for coming and hanging out with me again today. Y'all watching this gives me a reason to do it. Without you there watching me, it's very hard to justify all of this. We will continue to do this Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at about 4:30 Central Time, until such time as my circumstances change enough that I can't. We initially started doing this because we were locked down, and I had a half hour I was going to be spending otherwise driving if I was not locked down. Not driving, so here I am. And here we are. And there it is. All right. We live in a capitalistic society, so let's hit the high points. Tip jar. PayPal.me/theadequate. Venmo is @theadequate. And I want to thank Alicia, Eric, Robert, Rick, Emily, and Miranda for throwing some bucks in the bucket for that very purpose. Any money that comes to me for this goes towards making the show more technically sound. Technically sound I can improve with money. Qualitatively, it's me. So that's what we got. I would also like to thank my startlingly tolerant and encouraging Patreon patrons over here at patreon.com/theadequate, which at this time includes Jen, Joe, Lexios, Chris Teppo, Austin, Shay, Linda, Ann, Stephen, Rob, Alicia, Relly, BK, Richard, Brian, and Lorene, my Party On, Party Down patron peeps. Also my Patreon peeps past and future, whoever you are, you know who you are, I have no clue. Patreon is basically a way of saying I'm going to throw X number of bucks in the bucket every month. It's like a gym, only hopefully you actually enjoy what you get out of it. Patreon peeps also get previews of new songs. They get some swag. Some of them get books. The $10 a month level is You're So Darn Smart. You write a song where you tell me to write a song about a thing, and then I have to do it. Jen, I need another suggestion because I don't know that I can do Oranges and Rhinoceri as a concept. I'm still working my way through that. Also, the $2 a month level is also known as the world's cheapest ad budget, which means that for $2 a month, I will promote whatever you want me to promote down here in the crawl, down along the bottom, and also talk about it here. Carpe Diem Comics is, of course, the official emotional support comic shop of Tobias the Adequate and the Troubadork Show, located in historic downtown McKinney, Texas, or downtown historic McKinney, Texas. They've moved to a new location. It is gorgeous. It is beautiful. It is lovely. We have been there. We want to go back. It's darn nifty. You should check it out. I am on the interwebs. I am darn near ubiquitous. I am theadequate.com for all of your adequacy needs. Then on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, I am @theadequate. TikTok and Tumblr, I am @TobiasTheAdequate. SoundCloud.com/Matthew-Laguerre has all the stuff I have been brave enough to record and then release upon an unsuspecting public. The most current release is the Cosmic track version of Space Burrito, which, if you haven't heard it, it's worth listening to because it's a lot of fun. I wrote a book a while back, but it's now being picked up by an actual publisher with an actual ISBN number on the actual back. The red stains are jam. I assure you they're jam. Artisanal Gibberish Volume 1 is now out through Unruly Voices at unrulyvoices.com/product/artisanal-gibberish. You can find it on pretty much any of the online bookstores in hard copy format and on every ebook format store everywhere for the ridiculously reasonable price of 99 cents. You have spent less than $1 on We're Here things. So there's that. I will also be doing an artist read thing, I think, in 2 weeks, and I will let you know as soon as I have solidified that. We have THUD Bucket, which is, of course, death metal you can laugh at, which is available on every streaming media service with the word music in it, and Spotify. THUD Bucket has also got a Facebook page and a YouTube page there, too. And that, my friends, is enough out of me. Thank you for hanging out with me again. That's it for this week. We'll do it again next week. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Be safe. Be silly. Be kind. Be decent. Have a cat, if you can. See? My cat actually advocates that. That's Delilah down there. Big fluff ball. Y'all have been wonderful once again. I persist in being Tobias the Adequate, and I thank you for encouraging my behavior. Y'all take care, and I'll see you next time